Hello. Um, so this is an AR60 account review that I thought might be interesting to do because, well, I like watching videos about free-to-play account reviews, and I don't know, I think if I do it myself, maybe some other people like me would find this interesting, so here goes. So, for starters, I tried to do all the completionist kind of things, so as you can see, I'm almost at max achievements. The only ones I currently still have missing are the last 320-ish fish and the Netland ones that aren't able to be completed, as well as the last echoes, which I just haven't attempted yet because I still have to level my Ningguang to 90. Everything else is ready. Then map, I have everything at 100%. So, oh, give me a second. Okay, yeah. I have everything 100%. All the desert in Sumeru, this part, Fontaine, Vale, Liyue, and of course Mondstadt, and Azuma, and then the underground areas as well, Chasm. Actually, like, I feel like I need to say this, but the Chasm Underground is one of my favorite parts in the game. Enkanomiya, including the 3 outer islands as well, of course. Sea of Bygone Eras, 100% as well. I will say, of course, obviously, when I say 100%, and it says in game, of course, as well, this doesn't mean like a true 100%, although I have been trying to get every location at true 100%, but that will take some time since I don't typically tend to use the interactive map, so I will undoubtedly miss something. But, you know, eventually I'll get to it. Other than that, what else? These are my weapons. After 2 years of playing, I would say, you know, like, so let's say from the bell onwards is what I use occasionally. Like, I don't use the Ibis Piercer on Amber. That's just like a placeholder that I leveled up while it was in the event boosting stage. Gives you like a 1.5 experience bonus. So I leveled event weapons. So why I have the Calamity of Eshu, which was the latest event weapon, to 80. I'm not using Kirara at the moment, so yeah. Although some do really need to be leveled up, like Kaching's should be 90 when I start using her more. Jean currently just has this as a stat stick, because she can use attack, but it's not like the greatest on her. Preferably I'd like to have another like Favonius maybe, or even Sacrificial Sword would be good on her, or could be good on her. And level to 90, probably this one as well, the Mailed Flower event weapon. This one, I don't have anybody that really wants the Dragon's Bane, so like Hu Tao could use it, but I have her on Fav, and I think she's doing fine with that, so I'll leave her on that for now, but I probably just want to level it to 90 just for the sake of having it maxed out. Same with the second Fav Lance and second Fav Bow. For the rest, everything's 90 from here. Ayaka could probably use it more refinements of this, but I don't have any more I believe it's Northlander billets, sword billets, because I maxed out the Iron Sting for Alhaitham. So I might like convert some billets, but sword billets tend to be my most rare that I get, and I do have some billet boxes, which I'll show later, but those are rare as well, and I'm a collector as well as a completionist, so I do like to keep my collectible items. Anyway, so these are my main ones that I use. Some I could refine, like the width set I probably should refine, but I tend to keep rather because refinements don't do that much for most weapons except for like sacrificial weapons mainly. I have one Trilling Tales leveled up to 90, very good book. I have some more locked that I do want to level as well, so I can give it to other characters independently, but I'll get to that when I get to it. White Tassel for my Arlecchino. It's a very good weapon. Low base attack, so ideally I'd like to lose to Primordial Jade Winged Spear, since that's her second best in slot after her signature. Then I do have a Fillet Blade because it just, classic 3-star, but not that great of a weapon in actual combat. So I do have this one as well, which is my only copy. There are technically two, and you could refine it, or you could just have 2 copies. But back when I started playing, I had no idea of these 3-star good weapons, so I foddered my my other Dark Iron Sword. So I only have one. Then for the rest, yeah, some 3 stars. This is also like a Mondstadt exclusive. There is also a Mondstadt exclusive Claymore, which I also foddered all of them, and I pretty much maxed out Mondstadt. There might be like a singular chest left that could have it in. Anyway, I have one locked. It's not that great of this. It could be used on Yelan, and even if Yelan would use it, refinements wouldn't help. So having one is more than plenty. Although we never know. There might come a 4-star or 5-star character in the future that might really like this bow. Anyway, I have some of the rest locked just in case, and that's about it. Yeah, those are my weapons. Then for artifacts, I have a good amount of level 20 artifacts, I'd say. Fairly decent, like, I mean, down to here, and then these are, all over the place. Like, my Shilonen is like a main character that I use almost daily, I would say, at this point. But she's just so good, she doesn't need much, and her goblet is still at level 12, and she works perfectly fine, so I might level it to 20 eventually. But I am always out of fodder, so. And then I have just a little bit, not that much, actually, of 5-star artifacts that have potential. They could be useful if they roll a crit stat, but I don't have fodder, so I never level them. My Yelan definitely needs, this one is really good. But yeah, they're not all double crit, but they have potential, so they're in here, and when I start forming artifacts again, I can start slowly leveling, so then I'll have more fodder, and maybe I'll do like a leveling video at some point. Anyway, so those are the artifacts. These are weapon from events, they're refinements. I typically, unless I use them, obviously, I won't refine. So yeah, those are for that. These are my weapon experience. These are my character experience books. I don't have a lot because I basically went broke leveling for Imaginary Theater. Yeah, need to farm that as well as moral ley lines because I'm running very low. Only 1.9. I think I spent 30 million in the last 2 months. So yeah, gotta go back up. Yeah, these are my items. I got plenty of drops for most weekly boss, normal boss. Some books, My crowns, 29 crowns, not too bad. I don't have anybody triple crowned, but I do have Farina double crowned, and then a whole bunch of singular crowns. Food, yeah, just your regular food, nothing special. My billets, yeah, like I said, don't have a lot of these. This is a claymore, right? Yeah, so I only have 2 sword billets in total. Yeah, kind of sad. And then everything else, I try to form local specialties when I think about it, but yeah, don't have too many. But yeah, I like to keep a decent amount of all local specialties just in case I get a character. And then just your regular everyday items. Not too interesting. Fish. My gadgets. Again, not too interesting. I do have every fishing rod, which is quite cool, I guess. Music instruments. If it's buyable, I'll buy it. If I remember. Yeah, and then the rest are like quest related or TCG, parametric transformer, the new permanent music gadget, teapot, crystal fly trap, the Lynette randomizer, randomizer thingy. Quest items. These are all stuff you get throughout your questing. Some are from hidden quests, and some are still quest items for hidden world quest, although I do believe I've done most of them. I'm not sure about this one. This one is from the Octonatlan region. And yeah, it could be that it's used in a future version. I don't believe it's currently useful for anything, but that's it. The Fortress of Meropide, meal vouchers, thingies, currency. I believe everything in here is like permanent, not used, at least currently. These are the conchas, but I've gotten every reward already, so these just keep piling up the more I randomly pick them up. Yeah, and then these, you don't get an achievement for them, but you can finish them for the book archive, which I will do eventually, but as you can see, I'm still missing a couple. I'll get these finished eventually as well. My billet boxes, some weapon material boxes that we got from an event, I believe, at one time. My cakes, so it's my 2-year anniversary. This year I'll get my 3rd. Yeah, some fragile resin, condensed resin, the random stuff, you know, my wishes, dream solvents. I have quite a few. I don't tend to use these very often, so they just pile up. All the extra oculi, except for the pyroculus, because we haven't maxed that out yet. This is my remaining number currently for Dragonspine. You can technically get an infinite amount if you wait with leveling the Dragonspine tree and just doing the, I believe it's the Crimson Wish event thing that activates from tree level 8. And then you can just farm it every week. And if you don't level the tree, you'll just keep on accumulating these. But I stopped as soon as I got, and I had 5 remaining. So then the sigils, currently at 260 for Natlan, and I believe the max for this version, which is 5.2, is 277. So I'm still a few away from max, but pretty good. Some Mara from random events and stuff. I could claim it and get like, I don't know, 15k, but I think it's cooler to have these pouches because, I don't know, like I'd rather have like these unique items in my inventory than an extra 15, even if it would be like 100k. I would rather have these than just a little bit of change, ultimately. And then these are from the Shangling quest at the very start of the game, where you are given 3, I believe, to catch wild boars. And I chose to use one because I was like, oh, do I have to use this? But then I was like, well, I have the meat already, and then I just saved these, and I've never used them since because they're, again, kind of like a keepsake. And yeah, I enjoy having the memento, and then just teapot stuff. Not that interesting since I don't really do a lot of teapot farming or stuff, but there you have it. My character screen. These are all of my characters. And I'm currently trying to level every character that I have to at least 70 to unlock their last talent. However, as you have seen, I am running out of XP and Mora, so that's gonna take a while, as well as me constantly, like, Billet was just on the previous banner, and I got him for the first time. So I had to level this guy up, which cost a couple million Mora. I still have to potentially crown his normal attack. However, I don't have enough of this, so I need to spend my resin on either his books, or I need to spend it on Mora, or I need to spend it on XP. So, you know, I just have a free-to-play weapon as well, and I have a fairly basic artifact set on him, which, you know, it's not great, but it works. He's decent. He's not great. He's not terrible. He works. My Farina. Farina is built fairly decently. 79 to 167 with 173 ER. With the flute, the pipe, whatever you want to call it, which gives you an additional 16% crit rate on your skill. So yeah, she's quite good. She's a top 6% in the world, Farina, and I have her double crown. She was actually an accidental pull. One of my friends made me pull for her, and I was not planning, and I got her in a lucky 10 pull, and yeah, I'm really happy with her now. She's C0. In fact, all of my limited characters are all C0. The only constellations are on standard banner characters. But yeah, Shilon was one of my last pulls as well, and I'm really happy I got her. She's just running defense, some HP, 3171, a little bit of the ER on the other flute, and I maxed her E, and yeah, she's just great. She does a whole lot of defense shredding, and she just works really well, and I love her exploration abilities as well, so yeah. Jean, C0, I actually pulled her from the anniversary picker, 5-star picker. At the time it was a toss-up between her or Dea, since I was missing only Dea and Jean, and then I lost to Dea on Moalani's banner, and so I picked Jean from the selector, and I got Dea from losing, obviously, and then I lost another time to Dea, so I have C1. Dea, it's fine. Navia, my queen. Really love her playstyle. She's great, and she is not that great built. She's okay. She does a lot of damage, but she has a lot of work to go. But I really like her, so she's not yet triple crown, but she'll probably be one of my first 2 triple crown. 9, 10, 9, pretty good doll. Her artifacts need a lot of work, but yeah, at least she's on the right set and she's workable. Kazuha, as you can see, not 1,000. He's a bit of a mess at the moment. Like, wait, why is he? I must have given Jean. Yeah, I gave Jean. Okay. Yeah, so ignore him. He still works. I just choose him, and what is this? Okay. Yeah, he's on a copium build at the moment, but he's really good. Also, C0 has the Cyphos at R2. Cyphos is an extremely hard weapon to get, but also very great. So yeah, he has that. He's great. I love him. Nice. Stats. Yeah, though ignore ER, like, he has no artifacts. Raiden. Raiden is also pretty good. She's also one of my favorite characters. Not by talents wise, like, I have yet to crown her because I hoard my crowns, as you could see. But you know, I really like her playstyle, I really like her personality, everything. She is still C0, but I kind of like that my account has only C0 characters. I would not be opposed to getting constellations, but I like the fact that I can do the game as it is with just C0, many times free to play weapons, you know, no 5 stars for the most part. Like, I have some 5-star weapons, but for the most part, most are on 4-star options. But my Raiden is on a 74 to 124 and a 209 ER. Like, I always forget to check, but I'm not sure how much ER requirements Raiden has for the maximum damage bonus from the 4-piece emblem set. So I do have to check on that, but like, she is a top 10% build on Akasha right now. Obviously, it's not finished and it's not perfect. Like, I'd like to get like at least 160 crit damage added with this while keeping roughly the same crit rate. That'd be like best case scenario, and I believe that's fairly reasonable. It's not like I'm expecting 50 CV pieces to achieve that, but it would be, you know, quite nice. So I will definitely continue to improve her. But yeah, she's quite well built, and I really like playing her as well, even without the C2. Alhaitham, he's my first limited 5-star character I've ever gotten, and he's still in my heart one of my favorites, but he's not really built very well. He still does decent damage, but he's just not built. So, I mean, he's still 2k attack, you know. Triple 9, no constellations, as I've said. None of my limited characters have constellations. But he's okay. Nothing special, but he gets the job done. And when I eventually start rebuilding my characters, he'll definitely be one of the top ones for that. Nahida. Yeah, nothing really special. She gets the job done. 970 EM, 120 ER. She never struggles getting her burst up. 610-9. 4-piece Deepwood. Yeah, she's just a good character. C0, obviously. Just build her EM, and like, this is a crap piece, but she just works. She just buffs the team. So like, great character. I'm really happy I got her. Yelan, my queen. Again, one of the characters that I got early on in my account, and I didn't know I wanted her until I had her. I was not a fan of bow characters, probably because of Amber. I just didn't like the playstyle, and I thought all characters with bows had the same playstyle. And then I got her, and I tried her, and I love her. So, but I don't love her enough to give her, you know, she's okay. She's decent, I say, but she's not. But she still does a decent amount. 6, 9, 10, 4-piece emblem, obviously, and you know, it works. It's not the greatest. It's okay. I'll get her better artifacts, together with Raiden, together with Qingshou, everybody. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through everybody's character screen. That would take too long, but I will show like my favorites. I think Arlecchino is my current favorite, and she's not on her signature set. I will farm for that eventually, but you know, I had Gladiator, so I put her on 4-piece Gladiator. Also not on a Pyro Goblet, so that's kind of disappointing. But she's on a decent 73 to 210. She doesn't really need ER, so that's fine. No EM, could be a little bit. She doesn't need a ton of EM unless you're really like only vaping, but she could use some for general reactions. And she could use, I don't know, I would like to get like closer to 80, but yeah, it's decent. 1088, and yeah, some of these are really, like, this could be way better. Like, you know, general, this could be attack percent, this could be way higher. This is attack percent, this could be pyro damage with, I mean, this is all, like, it is a good attack percent goblet, but yeah, this is my only other really decent, but I don't, like, the reason I don't switch, because this is an off-piece obviously, the reason I don't switch is because this just has higher, not that much higher, but like somewhat higher crit rate, and the attack obviously. Right, so the attack is also compensating for the lack of a really good 5-star, or just, you know, a general 4-star would even have higher base attack than the White Tassel, but the White Tassel has just these great substats, and the main stat as well, crit rate, just helps so much. So just general, like her third best in slot. But yeah, that's my Arlecchino, and then I really like Cookie. I even pulled the key for her. I waited almost 2 years to get this character, and when I finally did, I couldn't even get her C2, which is like one of her most important constellations, but you know, I'm still really happy to get her. She's semi-built, you know, 37,000 HP, 740 EM, which is Like, she needs 1,000, but then together with the passive from the key, she gets to pretty much 1,000. 4P's gilded. 282. Like, she doesn't need a lot. She just works, and she does a lot. Official, another really well built, obviously, because I've been farming Farina so much, and, well, technically New Billet now as well, but when I was farming the Mauritius Golden Troop domain, it was mainly for Farina and Official, and so she is also the top 6%. She, together with Farina, she is my highest ranked character in terms of build. So she has an electro damage with crit rate, crit damage. This is just a general nice high 30 CV electro damage with EM, crit rate, EM, crit damage, flat attack. It doesn't really do that much, but it's still a little bit. Yeah, solid EM piece, not that crazy. She doesn't really need the ER that much, but it, you know, like if you want to use her burst to prolong the uptime, it's not bad. Yeah, solid piece again. Attack, the HP is wasted, but solid. And here attack percent, and then the crit damage could be higher, but you know, like, I'm not complaining. Tree line star as well, so yeah. No, generally happy with Official. She does a lot of damage, and I recently, like, I had C0 for the longest time, but now in the recent banner where she was on with New Billet, I got 4 constellations, so I'm really happy. Xingqiu, not really built. Chevrolet sort of built, could do with more HP, but she works, and I'm happy with her. Yeah. Bennett is Bennett. He works. I crown his burst. That's about it. Ayaka, one of my OG favorites as well. Fun fact, I got her on the last rerun with Shenhe. I tried pulling for her weapon, but then I got this one instead, which was, you know, my heart broke. But yeah, no, Ayaka does a lot of damage, even without her signature weapon, and without, I mean, she is on a, it's like one of the worst builds I have, but it works. She still hits pretty hard, even with this crappy build. But yeah, like, she's one of my favorites as well, and eventually I'll make it up to her and farm for her. Yeah. I would love for her to get an echo as well, by the way. Speaking of echoes, I just got her echo a couple days ago, so yeah, I got her 868 4-piece. I don't see a lot of people on 4-piece, but this is fairly decent on her. She does okay damage, and like, it works. She might have stolen some pieces from other people, which I try not to do because I like that everybody has their own set, but yeah. She works, and she has a fairly decent 61 to 162, 137 ER, 159 EM, almost 2k attack, you know, fairly decent. And then she is a C1, which, I don't know, more damage. I don't typically know what C1s do, unless they're like limited new characters that I've paid any attention to. But yeah, so she's pretty good, but I don't use her all that often because I have Raiden and other characters that I play, but she's decent, and she's on Lion's Roar, which is decent for her, but it needs 90. Anyway, Teneri. He's also fairly decent, top 12% on Akasha. Has a 69, 162, 138 ER. 4P's Wonders Troop with fairly decent build. This is my best circlet on my account, by the way. Yeah, it's not even that good, all things considered, but I did get it pretty early on. But you know, it's okay. Yeah, I don't know why this is locked on my account. Anyway, yeah, it's okay. Could be definitely improved though. And that's basically as far as my semi-built characters go. The rest, I'm just gonna go through them. Oh no, not built. I mean, they have artifacts, obviously, as you can see, but like, yeah, they're not anything worth looking at. Deluxe, same thing. It's, you know, and like some of them just thrown on artifacts. They work. They're usable. I would say every level 90 is somewhat usable. Like they have a set on them that allows them to be taken out, but they're not great. Barbara, she was my main healer. Then stopped using her after I got Kokomi because Kokomi is just amazing and has no build. Chichi never used, but I might get her Echo at some point, so she's coming. Dea, I got her C1 from 2 lost 50/50s. Mualani and maybe even Kinich, like both of them I think I lost. No, because that would mean that I got one of them, which I didn't. So, who did I pull for? I don't know. I lost between Kinich and maybe I tried. I don't know. I lost. I lost two 50/50s. Traveler leveled up because he's the main guy, and yeah, I don't use him typically, but sometimes I'll use Geo Traveler for glitchy breaking out of bounds stuff. But yeah, Traveler, well, Sucrose, Ningguang, Ezo, Kaya. I'll probably max him out at some point, give him a decent-ish build. I do like Kaya. Lisa, same thing. I do like Lisa. She is way more clunky to use though, but I do like using her. I do have one constellation for her. Same with Amber. I have one constellation Amber, but yeah, she is way more clunky than Kaya. But she is usable, so. Yao Yao, same thing. I want to use her more, but I don't, so. But yeah, she is usable. She is on a basic 4-piece deep wood and HP, which is all she needs. Throw her on a Fav, and she can be a great healer support. Gumming, same thing. Could build him, but don't. I do have him C5, I believe. Yeah. So he is usable, but I honestly not a big fan of his playstyle. So yeah, he doesn't get used a lot. Lynette, C1. I would like to use her, but yeah, she just gets used as Imaginarium Theater fodder most of the time. So might make her DPS one time and try it out, but yeah. Farazan C5, and not build. Like, I'll build her eventually, but I don't have Xiao. I am planning on pulling for Shen Yun whenever she rolls around, but I don't have Xiao. I don't think I'll pull for him on the Chronicled Wish banner that's coming up, but who knows, maybe. My finger might slip because I really want Shenhe, but I don't think I'll have enough Primogems or wishes to get her and Xinyan whenever she comes around. So we'll see. Layla, I do like her. I have a no-wish account that she pretty much carries half the time, her and Bennett on that account, but like I don't have her really built on here. But she is an interesting alternative to, well, Sitlali at this point, which I didn't get as well as Mavuika. But you know, yeah, she's a pretty good shielder, and she applies cryo, so not terrible. Beidou, I do want to use her more, and she also uses emblems, so like when I start building Raiden and Xingqiu and Yelan, she'll definitely get a higher place in my teams. Razor, I just built him for Imaginarium Theater. He's not getting used, but and he probably never will, but yeah. Kirara, she's okay. Like, I'd like to use her maybe with Kaching. I know she can work pretty well in like aggravate spread. So yeah, she'll probably get used eventually. Also her Echo, I have to do that eventually, so yeah. Cannons I really like. My profile picture is Candace, but I have been playing for 2 years, and I just got her from the event that last gave us a character, the Sumeru Nahida event, and so yeah, she's C0 and not built, but yeah, she's great. If I get her C6 ever, I definitely will make a team that incorporates her, but currently she just sits around and looks pretty. Toma, you know, like, again, he's there. C3 somehow. Don't use him, obviously. Everybody here I don't really use, but I'd probably want to build him because he does give a shield and pyro shields, especially with Shinai coming up. Probably will be fairly useful, but yeah, we'll get to it. Amber, she's there to be my pyro applicator when I need a bow, and that's about it because I don't have Yoimiya or anybody else. I don't know if there's any other pyro bow character. I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but oh, Linny. Yeah, I hate Linny. Okay, I don't hate, but I dislike Linny. Clay, C5. So I probably want to build her at some point, but I have a lot of other Dendro applicators like Nahida and Yao Yao. So I don't really need her, but I might want to build her eventually. In fact, I probably will, but yeah, not right now. Charlotte, C3, okay, wow. I'm surprised I have that many since she hasn't had a rerun since she released yet, but yeah, I like her, Charlotte. She's fairly interesting, I would say, as a character, but I haven't gotten around to leveling her yet. I do have, not this weapon, the Skyward Atlas, which I believe is their best in slot, but I'm probably gonna give that to Shenyan whenever I pull for Shenyan. So, but she'll get built eventually, and I'll use her because she's cryo, and cryo renaissance definitely happening anytime in the next couple months. Rosaria, C4. I also like Rosaria. She's also really pretty. So yeah, I'm gonna use her eventually. She has a semi build on her, like what I want to use her on eventually, but yeah, she's not built, but I will use her at some point. Xinyan, I believe, C6, yeah. I like her personality. I do not like her playstyle all that much. but I will build her eventually and try to play in a team with her. But yeah, not right now. Kachina, not a big fan. She's just a munchkin, and I don't know. She can work. She's a Geo character. I do generally like Geo characters quite often. But yeah, she's just there. Yunjin, also not one of my favorite characters. Mainly because she doesn't seem to have a particular use outside of buffing normal attacks. So yeah, I do have her C5, and she'll get built eventually, since I do have normal attacking units. But I don't know, her playstyle always feels a bit clunky to me, but I don't know. I like her more than Kachina though. Goro, I just said I like Geo units, right? He's C4, so he can heal. So just for that sake, I'll probably build him as a Geo healer. I think it's important to have like multiple options when it comes to healers. But I don't have him built because he's not meta right now, and yeah, I do be a bit of a meta player at times, but I also just don't generally like Goro very much. He's just a puppy. And yeah, Sayu, I don't mind Sayu. I just got her fairly recently, or maybe not fairly recently, C4. I just haven't had really a lot of time to build her, and I don't build a lot of, farm a lot of Viridescent. I will build her at some point. When? Not sure. But she'll get built. Fermine, don't mind him. He's cryo, so cryo renaissance. You know, he'll be coming up at some point. Don't look so depressed, Fermine. You'll get your chance. Mika, not a big fan, but I do have him. He's a support healer, and he's cryo, so begrudgingly, I will build him at some point. Yeah. Chungyun, don't mind him. He infuses. He's basically Bennett C6, but I believe he just infuses it like innately. Oh. Yeah, I think he just infuses cryo as one of his talents. Yeah, no, that's not it. It's his skill, right? Yeah, here, all sword, claymore, and will be infused with cryo. So yeah, he's just like a cool character. He has a lot of support capabilities, and I think he looks pretty cool. And he's cryo, so yeah, I'll build him eventually, and he'll definitely, like, he can definitely do some damage as well. So yeah, Sados, I'm not a big fan. I don't like his design, and I don't know, his playstyle is like a main DPS bow character, which I'm also just not a fan of. Like, he's like a mini Linny, who I'm also not a fan of, looks-wise or playstyle-wise, but yeah. He might get built eventually. Dory, everybody hates on Dory, and because everybody hates on Dory, I kind of like her. But I have to build her. But I'll build her eventually. I don't have C6 Sarah, so like, I'll build her eventually, hopefully to use her with Shogun. However, there's not like a ton of use for building her right now. She's just costly, so yeah, she's staying down here. Kave, yeah, Kave. C0. I have him. He's not very useful. So, I don't know. I might build him, but like as one of the last probably. Yanfei, C0. Yeah, Yanfei is Yanfei. She's Pyro, and she's cool, I guess. Catalyst user. I'll probably build her at some point. Who knows? When I have all the Mora and XP to mess around with. But yeah, those were all the characters that I own, and probably took way too long over that, but yeah, no. That was my account for now. Thanks for watching, and in the future I'll definitely have some building characters on my account. I'll have building ones for the ones that are below level 70, or just the ones without weapons, artifacts, etc. And then I'll have fixing ones for the characters that are level 90 or close to level 90 and just need that little push to get them into like the top 10% on the Akasha. And I might spend like a month or so just working on them. But yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time.